Freedom of speech is the key to thought and understanding concepts and understanding alternatives. I mean, you know what? I know it's perhaps tired to quote from the book 1984, but one of the things that they said was the people were distracted by beer, and I think they said football. And
Yeah.
do you feel like we're being distracted with beer and football, or in ancient Roman days it was bread and circuses?
The Colosseum.
That's
Yeah.
how they distracted the
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
So, with regard, again, we want to talk about free speech, because free speech isn't just your ability to shoot off your mouth about the football
Right.
game or what
Exactly.
you think should have happened. Freedom of speech is the key to thought and understanding concepts and understanding alternatives. And it's like what we saw, Chris was talking about earlier, just before we started filming, about science and how they corrupted science by stopping, right?
Right.
Stopping the
Yeah.
debate, free debate.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, I think a lot of free speech is starting to be inhibited by this whole hate speech thing. You can't say this word because when you say that, that's what you mean. The people that are the ones that are most apprised to this or sensitive to this are people who lived at one point in time in communist countries, in places where there was totalitarian governments, or in environments where you couldn't speak, where you couldn't say which you weren't even allowed really to have your own opinion. Those are the people who come into this scenario and who smell the rat because they're tuned into it, because they were raised in it, they lived in it, they know the environment, they know the speech, they know the restrictions, they can smell it. And we need to listen to those people.
Mm-hmm.
We really do. And those of us who've been raised in Canada or in, the free speaking or the free countries, the Western world, who've born into it, we can't tell the signs. And honestly, ladies and gentlemen, those of you, especially some of the younger people, and I'm not picking on you, but you haven't necessarily been in that environment, you need to pay some attention to people who are, raising this, like ringing the alarm bells.
Mm-hmm.
You need to pay attention.
And screaming at you, you can't say this. Oh, you have to say this.
Right.
Where they say, you must say this. You must say that. You have a prime minister that calls you because you have a disagreement, a misogynist. I can't remember the other things he called you, bigots. And then they threatened you. He threatened you in that speech, which was in Quebec, where he said, we'll have to decide what we're going to do with those unacceptable people.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
There's no place for those people in this
Yeah.
country.
What does that